Yeah, it's always tough, especially when it's a big one like that. It was, it happened to Jimmy a couple years ago. That was a little more towards the end of the game at Kansas City. But yeah, it's tough. You feel for someone so bad. It's a sad moment. But you don't have time to sit there and think about it. You got to get right back to the game, and I thought the guys did a real good job of that. But and we were real happy about the win. But it was a little sombering once you get in the locker room and you see him and stuff. So. Yes, yeah. He's doing as good as you can. When I went out and saw him, he was just asking me about a couple of the plays before. Asked about some of his reads and stuff. So it's the type of kid he is, and I'm hurting for him. So.
How do you second guess at all the decision to run him up the middle? Several times, including the time we did get hurt, because he is being exposed to hits like that.
Yeah, anytime a guy gets hurt, I wish I didn't call that. But no, that's something we were going to do, and something we would continue to do. That's a football play we believe in, and something that gives him a chance to be real successful in this league.
How do you feel Jimmy did coming off the bench and executing?
I thought he did a real good job coming off the bench, made some real key throws. I thought it got real tough there in the second half with some of that when that rain came back. It was on and off, so we had to be a little selective in certain moments. Especially it was tough when we lost our run game a little bit there in the third, early fourth, because it was a little tougher to throw there when the rain started coming. But I was real proud of Jimmy and how he came in and was ready for the moment and helped us get a win.
Did he look much different to you?
What's that?
Did he look much different to you?
Like,
Any sign of rust or?
No, he looks good. Still handsome, doing good.
Given obviously a very strange training camp, whole off season for him, you said you had no question that he was going to be ready if called upon. But was there any, and when did you know that he would be just fine if he in a situation like this?
The last, how many, 3 weeks or whatever, just seeing him in practice, seeing him on the field throwing before he officially got back on our team. Jimmy's played a lot of football. He just had to get healthy. So he got healthy and a little behind on reps throughout training camp, but that also happened with him farther ahead than he was his ACL year, where he missed everything with an ACL and couldn't do much, and I thought that took him longer to come back from. So, he's played what we expected to.
Back to Trey's injury real quick. It was 2nd and 8. You ran in between the tackles. Your running backs were running well at that point. Why did you feel that was the best call for that situation?
Would have been better if it was 2nd and 4. Is that what you're implying?
Linebackers. It's not like he's 3rd and 6 going against a nickel defense that's expecting a pass. It's just a different situation. Just wondering why, when Wilson.
There's a few options on the play. It could have been a handoff. The DN went up to play. It's the exact same play we ran 3 plays before that where Debo got a 52-yarder. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. And nickel, there's not a play out there where there's not a linebacker on the field. So that really doesn't change anything.
How do you weigh just knowing that it's a risk to run them up that you saw that in Arizona versus the fact that you think it's going to be a successful play?
Didn't I just answer that?
It's just after a severe injury and seeing something similar happen in Arizona, I guess just how do you balance the risk versus the reward?
Just because, you guys watch other teams in this league, and Buffalo does it all the time with their quarterbacks. Pretty normal play. It's part of football, and it's unfortunate that he hurt his ankle on it. But it's very normal ram play. You guys should watch some other people.
What was Jimmy's demeanor through this? Was he unflappable as always? Was there any conversation about, are you ready? Can you do this? Anything like that?
No, we don't sit there and talk like that. We're on headsets, we're getting ready, and a guy's down, and you tell him he's up, and he starts warming up, and he's out there ready to go.
Were you taking any team reps in practice last few weeks?
No, just with the scout team.
How did the defense come out and play? They created turnovers, had a lot of energy.
The defense was unbelievable. I just got on them for not shutting them out. They took offense to that. But no, I know I was being sarcastic with them, but no, they were unbelievable today. Did great versus the run, and getting those 2 turnovers were huge, and getting the one on special teams.
They did 45 runs. Sometimes you go into games thinking 30 runs, whatever. Did you have an idea you wanted to make that close to that many runs?
We always want to run the ball. We definitely didn't have a goal of 45, but usually that means some good things are happening. That means your defense is playing well. It means you're controlling the clock, and it usually means you're doing all right on 3rd down.
playing a little bit angry and wanting to make up for it?
I think they played the exact same way they played last week. I mean, they got after those guys until those 3 drives and a couple penalties. So I thought we did a better job not extending some drives. I know we did it on one. I think we had that one penalty on the big PI. But I thought we did a better job overcoming. I mean, that did happen, and they were going down to score, and I think that was the drive we ended up getting a pick inside the 10. So I think that was the difference. When we did make a mistake, we were able to overcome it.
How close was Kittle to playing today, and what's your optimism level for next
I thought he was close this week, and so I feel a lot better about next week.
Said when Jimmy came back that how surprised you were that you were able to get him back at all. You're thinking about the next play and everything. Was there even a moment where it was, oh, boy, am I glad that happened?
No. Yeah, we feel very fortunate to have Jimmy here as our number 2 quarterback, and especially when your starter gets hurt, it's good to know the experience and how good of a player he is. I think feel like we've lost our starting quarterback. This would be, I think, the 4th time in 6 years. So we have been in this before, and I do feel we're a little more prepared with our backup right now. So I'm happy for that.
As far as your backup, you've gone from Garoppolo, proven, to Brock Purdy, unproven. I mean, I assume you're going to add another quarterback. Would you look to trade? I mean, I know this just happened, but you want someone who's done this before?
As a backup? No, I mean, if Jimmy wasn't available, we were going to go with Brock as our number 2. So we got a lot of confidence in him, and obviously we got to get another guy in this building, whether it's a third or whether it's on the practice squad, but we need a 3rd guy.
I know you're focused on today and the season, but if Trey misses the rest of this year, when he comes back next year, he will have not played considerably for 3 years and not ever at a major college level. Is there a precedent for what he becomes?
Not that I know of. You might know that history better than me, but no, it's unfortunate for him. We're really hurting for him, and we're really hoping to see a lot of him this year. So to have that bad of an injury to where you can't come back from it, we feel for him. But if anyone can do it, it's him.
When Jimmy came in and he went immediately past, it was like 4 straight passes. Was that because of the change of quarterback or something you just saw on the defense?
I think we still stuck with our openers. I forget what the down and distance was that. He came in on a 3rd down, right? Yeah, it was right after 2nd and 8. Yeah, so we threw on the 3rd down, and no, but that was just a coincidence. All right, guys, thanks.
What's up, guys? Good.
How much do you feel for Trey, just first and foremost?
So much, man. We truly do feel for Trey so much on a lot. Come on, Grant. What are we doing? We really do feel for Trey on so many levels, on a personal level, on a professional level. That's our quarterback, man, and we supported him all the way through, and we were so excited for the development that he was making and what he was going to do this season for us, and for him to go down, with an injury so quickly. It truly is unfortunate, and we feel for the guy, and we're going to try and pick him up and help in every way we can.
To talk to him after the game, or
Very quickly, just give condolences and tell him to keep his head up and that we had his back and that sort of thing. But we haven't had a long discussion yet.
what was it like having Jimmy back in there? How did he look to you?
I thought Jimmy looked great, and it felt like Niners football, man. We've been doing this thing for 5 years, and Jimmy's been around for a long time, and props to him for just being such a professional and being ready to go. I know, every backup quarterback talks about you got to prepare like a starter, but Jimmy's he's been practicing for like 2 weeks, and we've changed a few things, but he came in there and he ran everything like a well-oiled machine, man. And it's not simple. We do a lot in this offense, even when he's just handing the ball off 45 times. We do a lot as far as motions and audibles and all that sort of thing, and there were zero hiccups from him. So that was extremely impressive.
Was it to have a face that you knew was the quarterback? It wasn't some new guy that was coming in.
Yeah, honestly, it took the shock away a little bit. You feel for Trey when he goes down, and in those moments, usually your quarterback goes down. It's somebody that has been around, but you're not used to him being in the huddle, and that really wasn't quite the same with Jimmy in there. It felt way more natural.
What do you have to say just about your team rallying around adversity? Elijah goes down in week 1, and then obviously the injury with Trey today.
I think it just says a lot about the type of people that we have on this team, the type of people that Kyle and John have brought in. Through this whole circus of Trey and Jimmy this whole summer, I feel like everyone has just handled it so well. And same thing when, guys go down and people step up, with George out and the other tight end stepping up, Ross Dwelly having an incredible day, with Ty and Jeff Wilson having a good day on the ground today with Elijah out, man. It really does say a lot about this team and how resilient we are and how confident we are in the guys that, get called up when they have the opportunity.
You mentioned the circus. Did you watch or see Jimmy throwing during the side sessions during training camp? It was kind of odd to see the starting quarterback who just got the NFC Championship game.
100%. I don't think that's ever happened before. There was a little weird. We're going in the middle of practice and he's on the other field throwing with trainers and stuff. It was definitely different. And again, I don't want to downplay how much we feel for Trey, because it really is a big deal. But this is the reason that you buy insurance, and you don't want to have to use it. But Jimmy was kind of our insurance policy if something like this happened, and it's a good thing we did because we feel completely confident in Jim going forward.
Did the injury affect the offensive approach, philosophy that you're going to have this season, one guy versus the other?
I would say yes, but Jimmy kept the ball in a zone read today and threw 2 go balls, so or maybe 3. I normally yes, but I think Jimmy ran the game plan that we had for today, and a few things might change, and we've talked before how the offense would change with Trey, and most of that talk is about his legs. Some of those things may be a little different with Jimmy, but at the end of the day, we're a team that runs the ball a lot and has a really good defense, and I think that's going to continue going forward.
Were you seeing defenses react to Trey, the threat of him running? Were you seeing that defensive end come and crash in?
Yeah, 100%. They have to. They have to play 11 on 11, and they have to honor that. That's something we were using to our advantage, but leave Jimmy unaccounted for too. He'll run a little bit, so take care of everybody. Thanks, guys.
On the sidelines when the whole change happened.
Yeah, just real somber. You hate to see a guy go down like that, and I didn't really know what was going on until I kind of asked around, and it just sucks. Those things are just freak accidents that are unfortunate. So it's just feeling bad for Trey.
You guys got your home win, and you got it at Levi Stadium. Tell me about how that home element kind of played into that win.
Huge. I mean, I've been a part of some pretty loud games. That one was super loud from the start to the finish. I was so happy to be back home in front of our fans. It's the faithful. They call them the faithful for a reason. So it was super fun to be back out there.
Kyle was kind of dropping a little sarcasm on us, saying he's chiding the defense. He didn't get the shutout.
Yeah. He poking fun.
I know you didn't give up many yards and stuff against the Bears, and the defensive stats look pretty good. But was there a little bit of anger from that game that carried over to this game? Or do you not operate that way? Do you just look at the next game?
Yeah, I think the latter. I think we learned from what we did in the first game. Kind of just some of those penalties and not playing a full 4-quarter game. In the second half, regardless of the penalties, honestly, there was a couple plays there where we were off assignments, and that's where they kind of made some plays on us. So we learned from that. We adjusted and knew we wanted to play a full 4-quarter game.
No disrespect to the 2022 Seahawks, Is it nice not chasing Russell Wilson?
Yeah. Well, next week we'll be chasing him around. So.
I know you're not a part of who's on the team and who's not on the team, but now the decision on the 29th that the 40 team and Jimmy were able to kind of work out their differences and bring him back. How big could that be?
Yeah, I mean, we just know exactly, how Jimmy is, how he operates, and what he's done for us. So, we'll have to ride him going forward.
You talk about playing a cleaner game, but you've only allowed 2.6 yards per carry. What's been the key to that so far?
I think it all starts up front. The D-line just causing penetration, wreaking havoc every single down. It makes our job in the back end so easy, just playing off of them. And we go into every game knowing we want to stop the run, and it's honestly a mindset of all 11 just really swarming to the football. And I think when you turn the tape on, you see that.
Talk about Hufanga's play out there. Second game, he was stellar all over the field, him and Gibson. What do you make of him so far?
I'm really not surprised, really. He showed up this season. He had a great rookie year, got a couple of opportunities, and this year he had the opportunity to really take a hold of the position, and he did. He showed up ready to go, and he's receiving the fruits of his labor, really. I mean, he's just going out there, being himself, not doing too much out of his game. He's doing exactly what we've seen from him all offseason, so I'm really happy for him.
How important was it for you guys to shut down Seattle in that second half and not give them any life, considering what happened last week in Chicago?
Yeah, you mentioned it just right there. Last week we let them back in the game after being up 10-0. Our mindset is the offense scores. That's enough points for us to win the game. So we knew we wanted to play a full four-quarter game, and I think we did that.
A few more.
How much bigger of a story is it outside the building, Jimmy Garoppolo being here and being Trey's backup and taking over, than it is inside the building?
I mean, back when it happened, it was full transparency within, amongst the coaches, players, and knowing that Trey was the guy and just bringing Jim back to be the backup. So, it's we have the right culture where now Trey's down, Jimmy's up, and he's the guy.
That's it, guys.
Cool. Thanks.
What were the emotions when you guys realized how serious Trey's injury was?
At first, I really didn't know what happened. I just seen Trey on the ground, hoping he can get up. But I mean, just seeing all the work Trey put in from last year to this year, it kind of broke my heart. Prayed for him. He's a great guy. That's what makes him so special.
How easy is it for you as an offense to adjust to Jimmy Garoppolo being back in there?
It was kind of difficult at first. I mean, I was just thinking about what happened to Trey. Like I just said, with all the work he put in and all the hard work day in and day out he put in to be the leader of this offense, and just see him go down kind of hurt. But like Fred just said, we have the right culture and next man up, and Jenny came in and played a pretty good game.
How hard is that, though, to just keep playing football when you see someone, your teammate, go down?
It's hard at first, but in this game, injuries happen. So, I mean, you got to put it behind you and focus on the game.
Familiarity of Jimmy Garoppolo leading the offense, did it just kind of click right away, just once you got past the mental block?
Once we got past the mental block, it was just we just hit on all cylinders. We ran the ball very well. That's what opened a lot of things up in the pass game.
What do you say about the interior of the offensive line adjusting to just their second game?
Offensive line played really well. Like I just said, we ran the ball very well. That's what opened up a lot of things in the pass game. Overall, at the end of the day, it's little things that we have to work on, but lucky to get a win.
A lot of times when you have a new quarterback after your starter gets hurt, seasons can be lost. How much confidence does it give you having a guy like Jimmy who what you can?
I wouldn't say it's a new quarterback. Jimmy's been here, since I've been here. So, everybody's kind of used to him. So I wouldn't say it's new.
Confidence, right, that you came before because you know what you have.
Yeah, he's been here. He knows what it takes to win.
What was it like for you to have your son in the stadium today?
It was great. just to see him out there. He probably wasn't the happiest person because he don't like a lot of people. But it was great just to see him smile and just have him at his first game. It was just a blessing.
I assume you never think you're kind of screwed on a play, but you looked a little screwed in the backfield on your long run. Can you just take us through what happened?
Say it again.
It looked like you were going to be dropped for a loss on your long run. Can you just take us through that play? What happened?
It's just my mindset. Trey actually supposed to kept that one, but he handed it off, and he put a trust in me to make a play, and that's just what happened. I've always been the guy to kind of make the first guy miss, and just whatever happens after that happens.
Debo, despite the big injury to Trey, how good did the first win feel, especially over an NFC West rival?
Say it again.
How good did the first win feel over an NFC West rival?
It felt good. We left one short last week. Right now we're supposed to be 2-0, but 1-1, and on to the next.
Thanks, Debo.
Yep.
You guys came out of the locker room at halftime, you got a sack right away. So what was kind of the mood at halftime in terms of just focusing on the game and not Trey?
We kind of were in a eerily similar situation to last week, and we obviously didn't come out last week and finish the game, so we made sure that we weren't going to let up at all, and I think we did that, and we capped it off with a win.
You and Drake split a sack. Can you talk about his performance?
Yeah, he's been getting better. He's gotten a ton better. He's gotten a lot better every day. I try to challenge him to work on one thing every day and just try to remind him, because sometimes he could just go out to practice and go through the motions. And for him, it's going to be about just working every day and trying to find certain things to improve on, and he's done that. And if he keeps doing it over time, he's going to be a very good player.
You had a season-ending injury in your second year, and just what are your feelings about what Trey's going through, and have you talked to him?
Yeah, I talked to him a little bit. It's the worst part of the game, obviously, and it happens instantly, and there's no going back. So once it happens, obviously you feel like your life is over for a certain amount of time. But I think the fact that he's getting surgery, I don't want to say anything, but if he gets surgery, whenever that is, then that kind of starts your road back. It's not going to be easy, but he will be back, and he'll be fine. It's just really tough right now.
I don't know, fortunate's the right word. That back on the 29th, that the organization and Jimmy came to an agreement that, all right, he will come back. How fortunate is that for the rest of the season?
Definitely turns out to be a very smart move for us. The fact that we have a quarterback who's done so much for this organization already and has all the experience that he has, and the fact that we get him back is very big for our team, and we're excited for him, but obviously we're hurting for Trey.
Spoke to Trey. What was his mood? I mean, obviously he can't be pleased, but
Yeah, he's down in the dumps. It's hard to know exactly what he's feeling right now, but I think he knows that he's going to be fine.
Signaled to after your second sack. I mean, how obviously you know what your total's going to be, but is there an extra emphasis from your standpoint on a number you want to reach this year?
No, I don't really try to think about a number, but I'm trying to rack up as many as I can.
Only one penalty this game after last week. How important was that? How much of an emphasis was that going to?
I didn't even think about that, but that's definitely a big improvement for us. Just being smarter with certain things, and when you're suffocating an offense like we have the past 2 weeks, that could be the game changing. I mean, when they blocked that field goal and scored it's a 13-point game, or yeah, it could have been a 23-0 game, and that's a 10-point swing. So it just you never want to give a team life, especially a rival. And Seattle's been tough to close out since I've been here and before. So the fact that we were clean on that is a big reason we won.
Guys. Just like riding a bike, yeah. It was felt good to be back out there. Just feel terrible for Trey. I've been on that side of it. This league is tough, and everyone has their share of injuries, but that sucks for him, and feel bad for him. But he's our brother, and we'll pick him up. Yeah, I saw him for a quick second after, just wishing him well. Like I said, I've been there. I'd come full circle in this thing, and it's tough whenever you see a guy get hurt. You feel for him, but Trey's a tough dude. He'll be all right.
How did it feel for you out there without really practicing, without taking snaps with the first team?
It was good. Kyle called some plays that I knew, some new ones for me too, so that was fun. But no, it was a good process. Tried to prepare this whole time like a starter anyway, so it was just like I said, like riding a bike. Shoulder feels great.
Some new plays. What were some of the new ones?
I can't tell you those, man. that was a new one. No, yeah, it was just some different stuff. But I mean, it's I've been a backup before. You don't get the reps during the week. You just gotta get the mental reps and make the best of it.
You said when you decided to come back that you felt the most comfortable here as opposed to some of the other options that might have been out there. How much do you feel like this is the only place you would have been able to do what you did today and maybe have the success that you did?
Absolutely. I think that's kind of what I was trying to word earlier on. Just I'm comfortable here. The players, the scheme, all that stuff, the locker room. It's uncomfortable. I'm familiar with it. So it's just I'm not saying I knew this was going to happen, but I was ready for this in case it did happen, and just wanted to take advantage of the opportunity.
Obviously, there were times where you thought you were going to leave, wanted to leave. Was there a process, like while you were here working out during training camp, did it become easier to think, you know what, I could stay here?
Honestly, it was kind of the opposite. As it was going on, just other teams became interested. Things started to happen, and the Niners really didn't come in until later in the picture with the whole restructure of the contract. So it was, I don't know, things got way working out. I'm not always going to try and control things, but when it is in your control, you got to do it. But when it's out of your control, you just got to roll with the punches sometimes, and things got way working out for you.
Super practical here, but you made $350,000 today. It is part of your contract, and it's wise to do it. I mean, how much of the practicality of it hits you right now?
I mean, now that you said it, it feels good, but I don't know. You're not thinking about that stuff out there. You're in the game. You're flowing with the game, trying to get guys ready. So I don't know. I was kind of in that mode, but yeah, it's always a nice positive.
You didn't go to practice. You didn't go to any meetings. When did you know you were ready to play in the game?
It was more just about getting the shoulder ready. Once that was ready, I was, mentally I knew the scheme. Some of the new plays took a little while to learn, things like that. There's always some new wrinkles in the offense, but for the most part, it was just once my shoulder was good, I was ready to roll, and it feels good now. So.
Your knee injury came when you were trying to put a move on a defender. After the injury, how did the internal conversation go with yourself, like between being a football player and trying to be risk averse at the same time?
I think you kind of figure out, you learn yourself or figure out yourself, and you just learn throughout the process of being a young player. I can't do certain things that you used to do in high school or college maybe, and I think that's just part of the process. Injuries, they suck and everything, but those happen. So it's how you come back from that stuff. It's going to happen to everybody, but it's who could come out on the other end better.
A safe lead, down by the goal line. Lost one quarterback. No second thoughts about diving into the end zone and putting yourself at risk at all?
Wasn't my call, man. I just run the plays. No, I mean, it worked out. I kind of had a feeling it was coming. I thought score on the third down, still iffy about that one. But, no, it just got to do whatever it takes to win.
Some of those play calls early on in your outing today were pretty aggressive, and you guys pushed downfield. Were you happy that you just got to get firing right away to get that flow?
Ecstatic, yeah. Just felt good. We were talking earlier, kind of felt like 2017, where it was, just go throwing, make plays. That's what I like to do. It's different than what we usually do around here, but sometimes you need to do that.
Is your arm stronger, or do you have more confidence in it after the surgery? And how thankful are you that you did an overthrow dwelling?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if it's stronger. It feels good. That's what I'm happy about. The ball's coming out good, it's spinning right. So I'm happy with that. But yeah, Dwell made a hell of a play on that, man. He shook a guy at the goal line a little bit and just got in there. He always does.
Somewhat of a strange game of big egos and hurt feelings, and you've handled this whole situation from having Trey drafted and knowing he was going to be your successor to then, saying goodbye to us, and then, then here you are back again. How have you handled all that? Have you just had to kind of say it's not about me, or?
I mean, it's never about you. Yeah, I'm not a big me guy. It's about winning football games. I'm a big believer in that. And people can say whatever they want, talk stats, whatever. But when you win football games, that's what you're here to do. And that's all I'm trying to do.
Thank you. Is it a bit of a strange feeling when you see Trey go down, you think, okay, well, now's my opportunity, but you have been on the other side of that, and how do you reconcile that?
Yeah, it was weird. It took me a couple series. I think I was sitting on the sideline. I forget who I was even talking to, but talking about coming full circle. I've been in Trey's shoes. That sucks going through that. It's tough as a young player, but he'll come back better from it. And if you do that, I think it'll set you up for success in the future, and that's what I'm doing. Thanks, guys.